Hello and greetings once again, fellow pals and gals of the YouTube universe. It's everybody's favorite figure guy, the Alpha Wolf of the squad. Just kidding, everybody, and I do hope that you're doing very well tonight. Because as you know, we are back once again for another riveting episode of Figure Friday. That's right, folks. You know, it's basically that time of the month, time of the week. I was gonna say that time of the month, but that would have been a little bit weird. But yeah, it is that time of the week where we spend some quality time together and basically nerd out about all things, figure, Funko, merchandise, memorabilia related of all kinds, shapes, colors, and sizes. This little bit of my hair is really bugging me right now because it's sticking out. I hate that so much. But it's my hair. Sometimes it feels like it has a mind of its own, you know. But you know what? Now that I think about it, that's better. I just realized since like as good as the mic that I'm using actually, I realize it doesn't have to be up that high to, add a little bit of music to the show. But yes, back to what I was saying. Everything figure, Funko, merchandise, memorabilia related of all kinds, shapes, colors, sizes, you better believe anything in the sorts you're going to find right here on this channel. But as you know, we here in this wolf pack, we want to be able to take care of each other. And I do hope that you guys are taking the necessary precautions um, to, avoid any kind of exposure to the pandemic, the virus that is still out there. It is still going strong and it is getting worse. I know, and I want you guys to be safe. So I hope you guys are keeping your hands washed, wearing your masks, maintaining that 6 feet apart rule, because we're trying to, everybody's trying their best and doing their part to make sure we get back to civilization. Because let me tell you, it really, really stinks. Because I got plenty of friends out there that I would really like to visit, and say hi to once in a while. But I know that the thing is, it's preventing me from it. But we're still keeping safe, we still maintain our masks 6 feet apart, we stay high 6 feet apart, and yeah. But as you know, I want you guys to be able to relax and know that this is a green zone. Everybody, I want you to feel at ease because I want you guys to know you are safe here in this wolf pack. And if you like, feel free to go ahead and get yourself a snack, something to drink, or if you haven't had any dinner, please have some dinner for me. Please, come on, do me a favor. And as you know, hey, I'll be right here waiting. So please go ahead and help yourself, and don't worry about me. I got my drink right here. I'm good. And for those of you guys asking, um, yes, I won't lie. Work, it was a little bit stressful today. I ain't gonna lie, but that's mainly because my job, it make it kind of entitles me to deal with the public, and we get a lot of folks in there who really don't like to wear their masks, take the necessary precautions. So unfortunately, that kind of puts me at sort of a bigger risk, but at the same time, I'm still maintaining my safety, because I wear my mask, keep my hands washed after every single interaction that I have with the customer, and of course, I maintain like a safe distance away from them because I'm not trying to get sick in any single kind of way. So I do hope that you guys are doing the same and keeping yourself safe out there because I know it is getting bad, really. And I just want to take a quick moment. Um, there was I didn't know the guy personally. I didn't know how it happened, but I did read the story earlier today. I just want to say that my heart and my condolences go out to the family. There was a shooting that happened in the city in Texas, I believe it was. I can't say which one it was. I don't want to disclose any information too much of that, but I do know that a life was lost, and my heart goes out to the family, and I hope they stay strong. Prayers to them all. Prayers to them all. But yes, as you can see, we have actually hit. Wow, we hit the 4 minute marker. That's we're a little bit behind schedule, but that's okay. Um, I want to say welcome back to those of you guys who are joining us right now, or who is going to be watching this as a highlight. I do hope that you're ready for tonight's episode because it's going to be quite the stellar performance. Mainly, I say that because once again we are heading into the morphing grid, and we're going to introduce two new figures who are actually siblings. Now, they each have different stories, but they coexist in some way. Different stories of upbringings, if I had to say so. But there's one who walks on the side of good, and of course the other one who, well, takes a darker path. But the only reason is it's just temporary. For her, it was a temporary thing. Oh wow! I said her. That's kind of a spoiler, right? My apologies. My apologies. Oh wait. Mm. Oh, okay, cool. That's nice. Okay. But yeah, why don't we just go ahead and get into it? I hope you guys are ready because I want you guys to be able to kick back, relax, take a deep breath, relax. Because as you know, it's just you, me, and the merchandise of this evening. So why don't we just get into it, huh? Now, they are going to be introduced one by one. They are in a double pack, but I'm going to try my best to, keep it separate on one person because I don't want to issue too much spoilers. I do apologize because there's going to be a lot of information on each character. Some of it I know because of common knowledge, mainly because I know the Ranger era that both of them have come out of, but I'm going to do my best to spoil not too much. So, um, yeah. First up, sorry, stand still. Oh yeah, and I thought ahead. I cut the devil's tape on this one, so I ain't gotta worry about that. But yes, as I said, I figured that we could introduce another leader who sports the awesome color of red, and of course that's my favorite color of all time. And of course, they come from the stars, and is one half of the double-sided coin of the I call it sibling rivalry that we will be speaking tonight. And of course, as I said, they're coming out of the Ranger era, out of the Morphin Grid, and this one in particular takes place someplace during the stars, if you will. Now, all the reason I say that is because this particular individual, the first one we're going to introduce, is coming straight from the not the Lost Galaxies Ranger era, rather the one that came before that. So please, ladies and gentlemen, give a big Wolfpack welcome to the Red in Space Ranger, known as Andros. That's right, folks. That's right. The Galaxy Gliding Power Ranger of the Power Rangers in Space saga. Now, as I said, this is a double. There's this double pack. There is another one to it, so please relax and bear with me. Um, but oh yeah, yeah. Let me get him out of there. Let me get him out of there. Oh yes, 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 indeed. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to get Mr. Andros here out of the box, and then that way what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the rest of the half back in the box, and that way so you guys aren't kept in suspense, I'm gonna introduce it on this side because that's how it is. But why don't we just get him out of there real quick? Sporting, of course, his weapon of choice, which of course is the known as the Spyro Saber. Yes, come on out, Andros. Come on out. Come on out. Give me your hand. I'll help you. Give me your hand. I'll help you. No, you don't want me to help you? Well, I understand you're one of those leaders who think they can fend for themselves, but let me tell you something. You're not. So please, just take the hand and let me help you. And again, I apologize for the noise, folks. I am so sorry. Oh, wait. Oh, he comes with two interchangeable hands, too. Dang, I didn't even know that. Oh, get out of there. Thank you. Thank you. And of course, the actor portraying him is known as Christopher Kamen Lee. And I haven't had a chance to meet him yet, even though I've seen him at many Comic Cons, but unfortunately I didn't get to meet him. But heck, he's another one of my heroes, mainly because he came from another era of my childhood. And of course, as you can see, sporting the beautiful in space costume, of course, of theirs. Um, the more special look, because the helmet here sort of like is meant to give oxygen and everything, sort of like the astronauts' helmets, because when Andros here is in deep space, he can survive without anything else, because as long as he has his helmet and his suit on, he can survive in deep space. And of course, the like the in-space Rangers, their counterparts, like all the other Rangers, they're the only ones to sport this uniform coloristic part right here, which of course is the colors of the other Rangers. But as I said, he does come with his well-known weapon, known as the Spyro Saber. And I know it looks like a giant drill with a handle, and ironically, that's basically what it is, which is pretty cool. And of course, another one of his patented weapons is, of course, the Galaxy Blaster. Come on, focus for me. Come on. Yes, there it is. Beautiful. I love the detail on this one because they got it right down to the golden emblem on the blaster itself. And of course, what's every Lightning Legacy Power Ranger figure, which of course comes with the interchangeable head, sporting, of course, is the face. There he is. Now, I know what you're thinking. It looks nothing like him, but I mean, come on, folks. It's a figure. No, I mean, something like this is not going to be 100%, but that's not to say it doesn't, know, dissuade me from it because I still love the fact that they brought it down all the way down to the details. But that's just me because I know that most of the Rangers like outfits they seem kind of plain, spandex suit, boots and gloves and a helmet. But to me, every Ranger costume and every Ranger era is unique in some way because it helps stand out from the rest of them. But I'm spiraling. Yes. Yes. But and also, let me just go ahead and sport this back into the box real quick. And don't worry, folks, gonna get into the history. I can actually tell you a little bit right now while I'm doing this. Mr. Andros here, he hails from the planet known as KO-35, and that's basically also known as a space colony planet. And basically, where as a child growing up, he had learned that, like a lot of his people on his planet, he had telepathic and telekinetic abilities. Whereas during that time, him and his little sister were actually outside playing, and they were just practicing, playing with their like one of those little. It's like one of those expanding plastic balls. Looks like a globe or something like that. But it was during that time when they were split apart, only for just a split second. When in that moment where his little sister had actually been kidnapped, and thus in that time, Andros made it his sole purpose and his goal, basically, to track down the person who kidnapped her, and bring her back. And unfortunately, like he did that no matter what it took. That's one thing that I respected about him is because he had tenacity. He was determined. He was a good leader, a very good leader, and being chosen by the great Zordon, he became the galaxy's first in-space ranger, which of course made him one of the more unique rangers in that era. And excuse me. One cool thing is that mostly like a lot of the other rangers who had an on the ground sort of command center, which of course is basically like all the rangers, up to about I believe it was in space. They all had on the ground or in the ground command centers, but this guy he basically had what was known as an astro megaship, but and during that time that was his command center. It was a mobile in space command center, whereas like a lot of other rangers had their guardians, like Zordon, and I know there were other ones, and I do apologize about that. But he had his, which is basically like a supercomputer known as Deca, and of course Alpha 6 was there, not Alpha 5, but Alpha 6 was there, which is pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie, because he was sort of like an upgrade, but in a way he was still the same. But as I said, once an encounter had happened with the former Turbo Rangers, which of course that included TJ, Cassie, Carlos, and Ashley. And of course, I introduced Ashley in one of my previous figures reviews. I hope you guys can have a look at that if you want to. And during that time where he had seen they were in trouble, because they were under the attack by I don't want to spoil nothing before I get to that person, so let's just say the villain. Um, and of course, he took it upon himself to drop um, 4 brand new morphers on them, and thus their morphing sequence was completed. And of course, along with Andros and his new team, they became the In-Space Rangers, which of course sporting the normally the patented colors, red, yellow, blue, pink, and black. Now, I know what you're thinking. There should have been a Green Ranger in this one, but there wasn't. That was one thing that I noticed about the In-Space era, is that there wasn't a Green Ranger. Because I know a lot of Ranger eras did have a Green Ranger, but this one, it didn't. And to me, that helped it stand out. But we're starting from the point. Um, and also some very cool facts that I did find out about this guy is that there have been many inclinations as to how the Rangers themselves would become sort of more powerful during battle, right? And during that time, it was actually learned that he himself was actually the first Ranger in the Ranger history to receive what was called a battleizer. Now, what a battleizer is basically like a way for a ranger or rangers who's sporting it to become more powerful, more like, how can I put this, more technologically advanced, if you will, because A battleizer can range anywhere from just raw power to speed, agility, weapon wise, you name it. But also, he is the only ranger, well, almost the only ranger to be blood related to a major villain, which of course in this instance is pretty much where a lot of the backstory and of course the new story comes into play. Oh man, this is a lot to talk about, but hey, I'm not complaining. Shoot, this is one. This is definitely one of those things I can nerd out about for days. I hope you guys can forgive me. Oh goodness. Huh. It's shipped. That's very good. Very good news. Very good news. Yes. Okay. Where was I? Lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. Duh. So, yeah. Next up, we are going to we're going to switch sides. We're going to flip the coin over, and we're going to catch it, and we're going to land it on the other side of the coin. And of course, that's right, folks. We're going to turn onto the dark side, but not in a Star Wars form, you know. So there's no Darth Vader. I know he's up there looking at me. I know he wants me to, but I just can't. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm neutral. I'm a great Jedi. Slow your roll, okay, please. But yes, as I said, we're gonna be introducing the other half of this sort of antagonist and protagonist story, if you will. And of course, why don't we just get into that, huh? Now, remember when I mentioned just a few minutes ago about Andros's childhood and that he had that small dramatic piece of history about his sister getting kidnapped. Now, well, it's about time I figured that she was rescued and found. And the only reason I say that is because that particular little sister is actually going to be joining us tonight. And the reason I say that, folks, is because I would like you to give a big Wolfpack welcome to Astronema, known as the Empress of Evil. That's right. But she did have another name, but don't worry, I'm going to get into that in just a minute. And like I said, I went ahead, thought ahead, cut the devil's tape. That way I'm not struggling with it so much. Yes, yes, yes. And I love the fact that they gave her the little effects and everything. Okay, why don't we just take that out of there? Oh, it's purple. That was one of her patented colors that helped her stand out from all the other villains and everything. Because like Rita, instead of like any other villainous weapon or anything of the sorts, she did also have a scepter or a staff. Whoa, hang on there, hang on there, hang on there, plastic. Okay, here we go. There she is, Astronema. Again, and you know what? I'm actually not ashamed to say that she was actually one of my favorite villains. Yes, I said it, folks. She is one of my favorite villains. And the only reason I say that is because, yeah, as a child, I'm not gonna lie, I saw her as a villain, but at the same time, I thought she was pretty. There, I said it. I said it. I thought she was pretty for a villain. I'm sorry, but that's beside the point. That's beside the point. Um, Astronomer. That's where we are. Don't look at me like that, please. But yes, as I said, in the beginning, she was kidnapped by an evil bounty hunter who was also called Darkonda. Now, in that time where he had taken her, she was actually taken by another villain known as Ecliptor, who had raised her in the ways of being evil and to just not necessarily like the world, but at the same time not hate it, and in every way. Thus donning the name Astronema, that pretty much is a given for her. Now, it sucked because she didn't really have a choice in the beginning, and decisions were made for her. But as I said, it's brought up the next. She was actually brought up to be the next heir of the throne of evil, if you will, next to one of the more just dangerous villains out there, who was also known as Dark Spectre. And who that was, he was basically one of the big bad guys, one of the big bad grand monarchs of evil, if you will. And it was actually of all, and yes, the grand evil monarch of all. My apologies. Now, it is true that during a brief altercation between her and Andros in that time, he had actually learned about who she was and who her real identity was. And during that time, he tried everything to reform her, and it was actually learned that during that time he actually made her an honorary ranger. Not He didn't give her like a morpher, so she didn't get the chance to morph, but not yet. I'm only saying not yet. I'm Will. Hi, Willow. Welcome to the show. um, but yeah, unfortunately, during that time, as her goodness was actually starting to return, she was actually kidnapped by Dark Spectre and brainwashed to be evil once again. And it wasn't until she had another altercation with Andros, and he had to make the hard and terrible decision to destroy Zordon's energy tube. And during that time, it released a huge wave of purifying good energy and basically eliminated all evil within just like the galaxy, basically. And thus, she was freed from the brainwashing, from all of her terrible memories, and of course, she became known. She actually remembered her real name, which in this instance was Corone. Now, I don't know about Andros's last name, but I didn't look into it. My apologies. But once more, is actually she actually returned to Earth with Andros, where she was able to live out the remainder of her life, free from evil, free from all just bad hearts in her heart. Bad thoughts, bad hearts. I'm sorry. But some very cool facts about her. But before I get into that, I would very much like to show you guys some of her accessories. Now, as I said, she does come with the purple lightning effect, which is very cool. And of course, as I said, her scepter, staff slash dangerous little spear here. And of course, one of the little cool things that it was, I mean, I'm kind of upset because it was only seen in a couple episodes, but she does come with this sort of boomerang type thing right here. So there we go. These are some of the more dangerous weapons that have been known throughout Ranger history. And as I said, some very cool facts about her. Like Andros, she is also the only villain to be blood related to a Ranger, which is pretty cool. She's actually the only villain to actually become a full-on Power Ranger. Now, I know that she was made an honorary Ranger, but she didn't morph yet. But that was only because that was during her return in the Lost Galaxy series, where she had to take the place of another Ranger. I don't want to spoil nothing because I feel like I've said enough. And what's cool is that she's actually the second, yeah, you heard me, the second Pink Ranger to start off as a villain and, of course, revert back to the side of good. The first one, of course, actually took place in the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger era, and that particular character's name was Catherine Hillard, I believe it was. And I'm actually happy to say that I met her, because she was an absolute joy to meet in real life. She was very nice. I got a picture of her. If for those of you guys who follow my Instagram, if you want, it's on there. If you want to watch, if you want to see it, or if you guys are seeing it on my Facebook, look at my Comic-Con memories, and you'll see me and her there. But yeah, that's basically a wrap, folks. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream tonight. I do hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I do appreciate everybody who came out to see me. I do apologize for the sort of laggy and glitchy feel. And if you like, feel free to hit the follow button when it appears right here. But also feel free to sample this video if you want to, because it's a brand new Mortal Kombat gameplay montage. But you can also sample this one right here if you like. But before we leave, I just want to say, I know that normally after I would always do my figure reviews, I would be streaming on Twitch. But remember, if you guys from my last Twitch stream, I announced that I will not be streaming for 30 days minimum, but that's only because I'm trying to reset my numbers for Twitch, and that seems to be the only way to do it. But don't worry, I will return. The Twitch streaming is not going to stop. It's simply put on hold for a while, and I appreciate everybody's patience and understanding. But yeah, follow button's going to be here. New gameplay is going to be right here. Sample this video as well. And until next time, guys, stay safe, stay awesome, stay weird, stay yourselves. Lávese las manos, por favor. Wear your masks, okay? And be safe. Peace.